Assalamu alaikum and good evening, Club President, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to 75th meeting of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club. I am Rabia Tariq and I am Sergeant at Arms for the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Club is a place where we provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. Before we proceed further, I request you all to turn off all your notifications and put your mobile on silent, please. Also, I request all of you, including Mr. President, Toastmaster of the evening, and General Evaluator, to please pin the video of timer, that is Toastmaster Daniel, so that we can all keep the track of time. Now, I request all of you to please recite the motto of club with me. For better listening.
For better listening.
For better listening.
For better listening.
Better thinking.
For better
Thinking.
Better thinking.
For better speaking.
For
For
better
better speaking.
Better speaking.
We learn by doing.
we
learn
Learn by doing.
Please keep your mics off and videos on for a more smooth and fun-filled gathering. I now would like to hand over to the person who is very energetic, always encouraging, and a delight to listen to. With your huge round of applause, I welcome Toastmaster Akash Kumar. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Rabia. I would like to begin with congratulating the winners of last meeting. That is Toastmaster Jaya for Best Table Topic Speaker, Toastmaster Mahima for Best Prepared Speaker, Toastmaster Saral for Best Evaluator Award, and Toastmaster Hassan for Big Three Award. A round of applause for all of you. My fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, can we both be a leader and a servant at the same time? Now raise your hands. How many of you will agree with this question?
Yes.
Okay. If so, that can be effective in this real world?
Mm-hmm.
My fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, the answer to this question is yes. Because as a Toastmasters, we believe in servant leadership. Because we are serving, and at the same time, we are motivating, we are uplifting others. So that is the perfect example of servant leadership. Now, where does this idea of servant leadership came from? That idea came from a book by Hermann Hesse. And the name of that book is Journey to the East. That book is about the story of mythical journey, a band of travelers. And the main character of that story is Leo. Leo does all the chores. He motivates others. He uplifts the spirit of his fellow travelers by singing, by dancing. He acts like a glue that holds all the group together. Everyone cherishes his extraordinary presence. The journey goes well until one day Leo disappears. Leo disappears and the group fell apart. The journey has to be abandoned. One day, the traveler, one of his fellow travelers, thinks that he should search for Leo. And after years of wandering in the search of Leo, he found Leo. And he was amazed to find out that the person whom he thinks, whom he known as a servant for many years, was actually the leader of that order who sponsored that journey. He was the leader of that order. So you all can imagine what Hermann Hesse was trying to say in this book, in this story. That a leader is a servant first. Because he's focusing on serving others. He has been given a position, but he exactly knew that position can be taken away from him at any moment. But that servant nature, that desire to help others cannot be taken away. So my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, we all have to serve as a leaders. We all have to practice the servant leadership, because that's what about Toastmaster is. And to be the leaders, to be the better speakers, do join Toastmasters, Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club. With this, we have a guest Toastmaster, Ishan Heather. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir, I'm Zishan Haider and I'm a student of MSc Psychology in Islamic University, Islamabad, and I am living in the hostel in Islamabad.
Okay, and how you came to know about us?
Yes, sorry, can you repeat your question, please?
How you came to know about us, the Rawalpindi
Oh,
Toastmasters?
yeah. No, I have been added from one of my friends in the WhatsApp group of Toastmasters, and I have attended also two or three sessions with your team, and I really enjoyed it, and I got experience, and I enjoyed a lot.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Ishan. Hope you are going to have an amazing session.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we have another guest, that is Mohammed Safdar. So can we have your introduction, please?
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. This is Mohammed Safdar Khushwala. I'm happiness coach, and I'm working on happiness. And I'm the author of a book that is in Urdu, Khush Rehna Aasan Hai, and I'm also working on its English version. So this is my short introduction.
It's honor to have you, sir. And how you came to know about us, sir?
Yeah, my friend Hassan has told me that about this Toastmasters Master Club.
Okay. I hope you are going to have an amazing session. So with this, I would like to hand over this meeting to a person who is a very dedicated, who's a very energetic member of this Rawalpindi Toastmaster Club. She is the secretary of this club. With your huge round of applause, Toastmaster Sarat Gilani as the Toastmaster of the evening. Mike is your Toastmaster, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for such an amazing introduction. It is a pleasure to serve as Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening to you all. I'm pretty sure that you must all be excited for today's theme. Are you excited?
Yes.
Come on, I need some more energy. It's Eid al-Azha after all.
Yes.
Yes. Now we're talking. Now, as Eid al-Azha is also known as the Feast of Sacrifice, and is the later of two celebrations of Muslims, I'm pretty sure that most of you know, but all of you know about the facts of Eid al-Azha. And as Eid al-Azha is just around the corner, let us all remind ourselves of some basic facts and talk about our most favorite memories and activities of the day. So let's get into a quick quiz rather than me explaining Eid al-Adha. So first question first. Why is Eid al-Adha celebrated? Let's see who answers that. Anyone?
In the memory of sacrifice given by Prophet Ibrahim.
Very right. Muslims celebrate Eid al-Adha to honor the willingness of Ibrahim alayhi salam to sacrifice his son as an act of obedience to God's command. But before Ibrahim could sacrifice his son, God provided a lamb to sacrifice instead. And because of Ibrahim's action, Eid al-Adha is also known as the festival of sacrifice. Now here comes another very obvious question. When is Eid al-Adha celebrated? Anyone?
10th of Zilhaj.
That's right. Eid al-Adha takes place at the end of Hajj, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, that is on 10th of Zilhaj. Now let's talk about some significant rituals of Eid al-Adha. So Salatul Eid are significant prayers which take place during the first day of Eid to kick things off. Then men, women and children dress in their finest attire to spend their day. And those who can afford sacrifice a halal animal, often a sheep or a cow, and in some regions, a camel. Now, holding on to our theme, let's talk about the agenda of our meeting. A regular Toastmaster meeting is divided into 3 segments: table topics, prepared speeches, and evaluation. Table topic session is built to help our impromptu speaking skills. Prepared speeches is where our speakers present their speeches from their respective pathways, and evaluation is a segment where we learn and grow together. With this, I would like to run the Toastmaster meeting smoothly. We also have loads of role players who help to run the meeting correctly. So with this, I would like to introduce all of them accordingly. So first of all, our timer is Toastmaster Danial. Toastmaster Danial, can you please introduce yourself?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
No, not clear.
I'm not feeling well, so I cannot speak in a very high tone right now. So today starting, I'll be the timer today, and as timer, I will time table topic speakers, formal speakers, and evaluations. I will also alert speaker of time they have left using the green red card. Time remaining. Today we have 2 icebreakers. So icebreaker speeches would be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. For other normal speeches, the time would be 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. For table topics, we will have 1 minute when I will raise the green card, 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card, 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. And for individual evaluations, time will be of 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hamza. Now I would request the grammarian Toastmaster Atif to introduce himself.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarah. I'll be the grammarian for this meeting. As a grammarian, it is my role to observe the use of English language, and at the end of the meeting, I'll be commenting on any improper use of grammar or sentence structure and phrases. As the grammarian, it is also my role to introduce the word of the day, which is relinquish. I repeat, the word of the day is relinquish, which means to voluntarily cease or keep or claim. An example use of this word can be the project manager decided to relinquish control of the project. It is encouraged for all speakers to use the word of the day, which is relinquish in their speeches. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Atif. Now I would request our counter, Toastmaster Shazur, to please introduce.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saral. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will be the R counter today. The purpose of our counter is to note the words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and er. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, Toastmaster Saral. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shazor. Our vote counter, Toastmaster Hassan, can you please introduce yourself? Toastmaster Hassan?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. As a vote counter, my job is to count the vote for the best table topic, best evaluator, best prepared speeches, and of course, the big three. So I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Our question master, Toastmaster Ahmed, can you please explain?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. During the meeting, I will be compiling a list of questions related to the meeting. And at the end of the meeting, when called upon, I will ask those questions. So this is just to make sure that everyone is paying attention. So just be ready for those. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ahmed. Our chat master is Toastmaster Jaya. Toastmaster Jaya, can you please explain your role? Toastmaster Jaya? Do we have Toastmaster Jaya with us?
Yes, Sarah, I am here. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello, everyone. This is VP membership of Rawalpindi Toastmaster Club, Judge Jaggi. I am today playing the role of chat master. I would be regulating the chat as per I would be guiding you regarding any queries if you have. All the guests are requested to kindly inbox me with their names, their contact number, and their email addresses. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. With this, we will move on to our first segment, that is our table topic segment. And for that, we have an amazing table topic master, our Vice President Public Relations, a very enthusiastic and amazing Toastmaster, freelancer, and an engineer in making, none other than Toastmaster Hamza Shahid. The table topic session shall be evaluated by Toastmaster Mahima. Over to you, Toastmaster Hamza.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril, for starting the meeting in such a magnificent way and for that brilliant introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, now's the time for all of your favorite segment. For all of those who have joined us for the first time, the table topic session is the first session of the meeting. Now, in the table topic session, I, the table topics master, will call a few people one by one and will give them a certain topic or a question. The person that I call has to speak on that topic for a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. The timer will show the screen at certain times to help you. Now, what makes the table topics session very special is that the questions are impromptu. So you have to think of an answer on the spot. The table topic session helps us to prepare for interviews or any other situations in life where you have to think quickly on our feet and give an answer straight away. In the table topics session, we try to incorporate as many members and guests as possible. So without further ado, let's start the session. I think there are two guests present in this meeting. Toastmaster, Mr. Saptar, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sir, your question is, when was the last time you tried something new?
Yeah, I tried last year. I started driving, learning car driving.
Sir, you have to speak for a minimum of 1 minute.
Okay, so let me tell more about the car driving experience. I was very excited about the car driving to learn about how to drive a car. Previously, I can drive a bicycle and motorcycle as well, but the experience was that there was a new experience to drive a car. So I bought a car, and the person from which I bought the car, I asked him to please let me help to learn the driving. So he gave me his time to learn driving. So I learned the driving in just 3 to 4 days. So because of my interest in this new skill, uh, I started to drive on main road on the third day. So that was very great experience about this new skill. So I can just share the this experience. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you so much. We have another guest present. I think his name was Shariar.
I think Zishan Tahir.
Okay, I'm sorry. Zishan. Guest Zishan.
Yes, Zishan Heather is here.
Okay, sir, your question is, who do you sometimes compare yourself to?
Uh, well, being a psychologist student, I usually think about many things, various things about, and your question, I think, from which person and from whom I am comparing all the time myself. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So basically, I'm the lover of some movies, and I used to watch cricket. So I would like to talk about these two things because this is our psyche and this is our habit. Whenever we used to see our heroes and our favorite persons, we used to compare ourselves with them. For example, we replace them by us. For example, if I am a die-hard fan of Shahid Afridi in cricket. So definitely I would want to compare with him. I'm not saying that I'm comparable with him, but I will replace him by me. For example, I am playing for rather than him on the cricket pitch, and I am playing with the bat, and I am in front of the fast bowler and spin bowler. So that's all about, but this is not the exact answer. This should be more brilliant, and but in the very first time I'm speaking without any preparation, so I think that this could be acceptable for you. Yeah, I know that this answer is too stupid, but you have to listen it, and I have to fulfill my time. I have to complete my time.
Thank you so much. That was a very good answer. Um, do we have any other guests?
Yes, third is Habib.
Okay, Habib, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can. Your question is, what's the most sensible advice you have ever received?
Okay, what's the most sensible advice I have received? Okay. Do I have to start speaking?
Yes, you can start.
All right, okay. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to speak. Okay, you know, the last time I talked to an English speaker, it was like an interview which I recorded on YouTube. You know, it was a writer, trainer, and motivational speaker. She was called Nicole. I talked to her regarding my mother's actually behavior to me. She's my stepmother, and I told her she actually left me right after having served her for about 35 years of my life, and she actually, you know, all those sacrifices, despite all those sacrifices and all those things, she left me, and she left me in such a miserable way that I can't even imagine myself to be living with her actually in actually the next part of my life. So I just explained everything, and I just told her that actually, you know, I don't think I would be able to live with her. She told me, or she actually advised me, like, you know, she said, if you just actually think deeply, okay, and if you just actually pay attention to what has been actually happening between you and her, and if you just actually make yourself, uh, you know, uh, you know, peaceful, okay, and a little calm, okay, you can still actually find a few things which you did, okay, and just because of those, your relations and your actually, uh, the link between you has been ruined, just because if you just pay attention to them, and if you become a little more kind, and if you just say, I was angry, instead of saying, she made you angry, okay, you can actually improve the situation, and you can actually make it uh, a little less miserable for yourself. This is how she actually advised me, like, okay, and I just thought, yes, that she was right, and if I had done a few things like this, I would have actually improved my relation with my mom, and I could have lived a little more her in my life. So this is how actually, I felt after having talked to her. So am I being audible or not? I'm not sure because I can't see
Yes, you
my
are
video at
audible.
all. All right, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Mm, Toastmaster Jaya, can you hear me?
Yes, Toastmaster Hamza, I can.
Okay, Toastmaster Jaya, your question is, what gets you excited about life?
What gets me excited?
About life.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Hamza. Life itself gets me excited. What else do I require? The word life has all the excitement in it. And I am blessed to have this life and the years I have spent on this earth. So I believe there is nothing else after this. But if I ever have to say a few things that actually excite me, are the adventures I do, are the new learnings I get, and yes, how can I miss my Toastmasters meeting? The roles I get, this is something that really excites me. Apart from it, I do really get excited when I get out to have my favorite food. This is something that's really is something excited to me. What else? Let me think. What excites me? I am a person who is actually quite adventurous, who loves to go out, who loves to learn new things, whether it's adventure, whether it's trying something that I have never done before. So everything is something really that is something that excites me, and my whole life and my whole day is full of excitement. I don't think so I stick to one thing to find my excitement. I am always excited. I am always full of energy. I am always full of fun. So this is something I look forward in my life as well. This meeting is exciting as well. So that's it. Over to you, Toastmaster Hamza.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. That's a wonderful approach towards life. The next person I'd like to call is Toastmaster Atif. Toastmaster
Yes,
Atif, can
Toastmaster.
you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Your question is, what life lesson did you learn the hard way?
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster. I'll have to think about it. What life lesson have I learned the hard way? Uh, I can say the lesson that has taken me the longest to learn, and it probably took me a decade to learn, is it is better to be part of a community and work for a greater good than yourself. Uh, I think when I was in university, I started becoming very egotistical, and I started only thinking about myself. And all of my plans and all of my goals revolved around just my selfish needs. And I always used to pursue things from a selfish perspective. And many years passed, and I realized that I was never satisfied. There was never an ending point. I would just keep on going and going, and I would never be satisfied. And my relationships also suffered. So after many years, all of a sudden, I don't remember how, but I realized that we shouldn't live life in an egotistical way. We should be part of a community and should contribute for a good that is greater than ourselves. That is the best way to live life, and that will actually satisfy you more than just chasing your ego. You will never be satisfied because it's an endless hole. So yeah, that's a lesson that took me probably a decade to learn, and it's probably the most important lesson I've learned in life. Yeah, thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Hamza.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Atif. The next question is for Toastmaster Rehana.
Yes,
Toastmaster
Toastmaster
Rehana,
Hamza.
okay. Your question is, what would you tell yourself 5 years ago if you could go into the past?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hamza. If I can go back in time 5 years ago, I will tell myself that whatever comes your way, whatever troubles, obstacles come your way, they come for a reason, and you must not stop your journey. You must not feel deprived. You must not feel desperate. You must not get depressed. You must overcome those obstacles and you must move on because this is how life is. The obstacles did not come to stop us, they actually came our way so that we can think of other ways, we can think of something else, something better. This is something that that I would like to tell myself if I can go back 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rehana. Do we have Toastmaster Omer with us? No, we don't. Okay. The next question is for Toastmaster Hassan. Toastmaster Hassan, your question is, what's a belief that you hold with which many other people disagree?
Can you repeat one more time?
Okay, what's a certain belief that you hold but other people disagree with?
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hamza, for giving me such a tough topic. All right. So there are different beliefs which I have, and beliefs are something which you can agree, and there are certain people which who cannot agree. So there are different things in life which I have a different experience with, and with those experiences, of course, I'll make my beliefs, and of course, as experience varies from person to person, so it's not necessary that whatever belief I have, everyone should believe those beliefs, and because they might have a different experience on the basis of whatever circumstances they were into. So there are different things which on which like people can disagree, and that's all. That's pretty much about it.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Hassan. The next question is for Toastmaster Shazur. Toastmaster Shazur, your question is, what can you do today that you weren't able to a year ago?
Thank you, Toastmaster Hamza. The question you have asked me is, what will I do today that?
Your question is, what are you able to do today that you weren't capable to do a year ago?
The thing which I'm doing right now, I was not able to do 1 year ago,
Yes.
is running. 1 year ago, I was not able to do running. I started running 8 months ago. At the first day when I started running, I was not able to run for 1 minute. For 1 month, I did running. I did walking and running, but I was not able to do proper running. After 1 month, I was tired, and I think that I will not do running. But after 1 month, I did improvements in my running, and running. After 1 month, I started running. Well, I did running for like 20 minutes, then 30 minutes, and now after 8 months, I am not a kind of pro runner, but I am doing running for 40 minutes or a normal day. But if I want to extend my running, I can do for 1 hour and more than 1 hour. So that's the thing which I was not able to do before. And now I am able to, I have a stamina and I have fitness for running. That's all. Thank you, Toastmaster Hamza.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shazur. The next question is for Toastmaster MS Ajad. Sir, your question is, do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hamza. Is crying a sign of weakness or strength? Of course, it's weakness, because anyone who cries has to be a weak person. That's what we all are led to believe. That's what society tells us. But is that true? Crying is, I think this is a very recent development, especially when it comes to men. So we all expect women to cry, but men are not supposed to cry. Anyone who cries is not a real man. These are the notions that we have in our society. And it's not just in our society, it's in a lot of other cultures as well. But this is a very recent idea, or a recent notion. If you go back a few hundred years, it was quite the opposite. Men were expected to cry because it showed that they were emotional, they had emotions, that they were sensitive. And it was a positive sign. It was a sign of bravery. But that's not the case anymore. I don't know how this happened, but I think it's definitely wrong. Crying shows that you are a caring human being, that you care about other people, that you have emotions, that you have empathy, and it's something that should be accepted, should be done. Now that said, you shouldn't just keep crying for no reason. It should be when you really feel that joy or sorrow, that's when tears should come out, and that's when they make sense. So I know a lot of people who cry all the time, and it's not fun being around them. So yes, crying is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It should be accepted. Just don't overdo it. Over to you, Tabletop Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster MS Ajad. We have another guest here, Toastmaster Rabia Khan. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, ma'am, your question is, what would you do differently if you knew nobody could judge you?
Okay. So my question is, what would I do differently if I knew nobody would judge me, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hamza. What would I do differently if I knew nobody would judge me? This is a very hard thing to imagine, because for the most of my life, I've been that person who based a lot of my actions and decisions on other people's approval of myself. And this came from a social anxiety, basically. What I used to do was literally do anything. If I have to read a book, I have to go to the library, if I'm taking part in sports, there was a part in my brain which would constantly tell me, this is not right, this is not how girls behave, this is not how you should behave. For me, it's not some one particular thing. For me, it would have been a huge part of my life. Constantly, each day, I struggle with the concept of not letting people judge me. And I think that's not related to social anxiety or any mental health issue. This is related to everybody every day, because social media, Facebook, Instagram have opened up so many channels to judge each other without realizing how much negative impact it has on other people's life. A few days back, I was talking with my friend. She is conducting a research on vulnerability, and her results actually show that people who use Facebook more oftenly are more vulnerable and narcissist, which is very unfortunate, because these social media outlets are supposed to be enhancing our experience of communication with other people. They are supposed to enhance humanity, and they are, instead of bringing us together, they are ripping us apart. So to answer your question, what would I have done differently if I knew people weren't gonna judge me? That would be being easy on myself. That would be loving myself. I might not have done actions differently based on what people would have said or wouldn't have said, because in the end, I always won. In the end, you always have to win for your own self, because it's only you who's gonna stay with you, who's gonna live with you. It's your experiences, those are gonna matter. With me, I cannot say for 24 years of my life, somebody else would have stayed with me or somebody else would stay with me for the rest of my life. So telling myself, no matter how scared I am of people judging me, in the end, do what you want, do what you love, and be true to yourself. Over to you, Toastmaster Hamza.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rabia. Toastmaster Daniel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, your question is, if you were to become a teacher, what would you teach?
If I were to become a teacher, what would I teach? Ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, as all of you know, I always brag about one thing and one thing only, and that is swimming. I'm a very good swimmer, and I like to flex out. All of you must have seen medals I used to
Toastmaster
hang
Daniel,
them.
we're having trouble hearing you.
One second. I'll try to speak louder. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic given to me was that if I was a teacher, what subject would I teach? As all of you know, my passion and my hobby and my love is swimming. I would love to teach that. But I also
Toastmaster Daniel, we can't seem to hear you.
I think your mic isn't connected properly, or there's some disturbance there.
can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, now everyone knows that I'm not going to tell the third time. I would like to teach. Okay, my table topic is ruined. Let me make all of you jealous that I'm eating a pizza. None of you will get that. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Daniel. Toastmaster Rabia, your question is it possible to lie without saying a word?
Thank you, Toastmaster Hamza. My question is it possible to lie without saying a word? I think yes. We lie not only with our words, but from our gestures, from our body language, from our actions. And sometimes we lie with ourselves. We are hiding something inside our heart, and we're doing something else. So I think yes, we lie. We can lie without saying a word. Sometimes when asking your kid what about something, and then they are not saying anything, and they say, yes mama, we are not doing this, but we are not saying this, but their actions are exactly opposite to that. And I totally agree. Yes, we can lie without saying a word. That's it. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Hamza.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rabia. Do we have time for one other speaker?
We have time. 7:15.
Okay, so let's have one last speaker. Toastmaster Akash, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Toastmaster Akash, your question is, which activities make you lose track of time?
Thank you, Toastmaster Hamza, for giving me this topic. Time is a very precious thing. And with a lot of noises and distraction, we can always lose that time. As Steve Jobs says that your time is limited. Make sure you make full use of it. So my question is that what are the activities? What makes me distract? Or what makes me lose my time? So there are many activities. First of all, I go to the office in the morning and my emails distracts me. They makes me lose my time, and I wanted to start my work, but I'm so immersed in reading my emails that I forget that I have some other work to do. And my boss stares at me that you are coming here just to see your emails, just to read your emails. So number one activity that makes me lose my time is reading emails. Number two activity that makes me lose my time is that I developed a very bad habit of scrolling Facebook, Instagram without any purpose. And I tried to cope with it. I went into a digital detox for 1 week. And now I realize that how much we are addicted to technology. So there are different activities that makes us lose our time. I say to you again that our time is limited in this world. So we have to use it in a productive way. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all for the table topic session. I will pass over the mic to Toastmaster Cyril.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, for such an amazing and thought-provoking session. Now that we all know the basics of Eid al-Adha, let us get into some technicalities. So let us find out the methodology of Qurbani, also known as the sacrifice ritual. So basically, the sacrificed animal is referred to as udhiya, the sacrificed in Arabic, and it has to meet a certain set of rules, which include being of a certain age and of the highest quality available. The meat of the sacrificed animal is then divided into 3 parts. First one is kept by the family. The second part is given to relatives, friends, and neighbors, and the last part is given to those in need. The idea is that no impoverished person is left without meat on the table during Eid al-Adha. So now it is time to talk about your favorite activities and favorite part of Eid al-Adha. Now I would request our fellow members to talk about their favorite memories. Is anyone willing to share their favorite memory of Eid al-Adha? Anyone? Now, is there no one who performs the ritual of sacrifice for themselves? Anyone in the man? Boys? Now that is really surprising that none of you does this ritual themselves. Okay, we have Daniel. So can you please share your experience since you did not talk about table topic, and I would really like to interrupt your pizza eating process.
I have eaten it all. Okay, I recently started because I just got 18 and I wanted to do this stuff. I used to like hold the legs and just like sit over there, but I started performing the ritual myself. Last year I did 5 animals, yes, and inshallah this year I will do more. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we all know that it is indeed very hectic to settle all that meat and distribute it. I really want someone to speak it up. Sir Hassan, Sir Salman, Sir Ahmed, I would really want you to share your experience, all that hustle of distributing and settling down the meat. Sir Ahmed, would you like to share something?
Sure. Yes, I think it's we lose the spirit of this event, which is to accommodate or celebrate this with the less fortunate. And I think there's too much emphasis on just meat and just distributing it to your loved ones. But I think there should be more spent on more effort done to help the others. For example, I have a few friends who, when they do the sacrifice, they just distribute all the meat among the needy. They don't keep anything for themselves, or they don't really have a lot of close relatives or friends who they would want to give it to. So I think there shouldn't be any wastage. There shouldn't be any. We should realize the real spirit of this event and stick to that.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we all know that ladies spend most of their time in kitchen, and it is indeed very hectic. So come on, ladies, speak up. Anyone? Toastmaster Rabia?
I don't know about the ladies, but
Yes.
I do help my mom make channa chaat.
Yes, Saril, it's very hectic and it's very time consuming to settle up all the meat, but at the same time, it's very, you enjoy a lot because the whole family is with you. Everyone is working around the meat. And I think at the end of the day, when you cook something well and we all have feast, that is more enjoyable. I think it's yes, it's hectic, but same time it's very festive.
It is indeed. Thank you so much. We will come to that feast part very soon. Let's get started with our second session, that is the prepared speak session. And for that, we would have our first speaker, Toastmaster Anas Mansoor, who will be presenting his icebreaker from Dynamic Leadership. He's currently the Area Director A9. Yes, sir?
Toastmaster Cyril, voting for the table topic speakers.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. So can I have a report from timer? Did all the speakers qualify? Table topic speakers?
Everyone qualified except me.
Okay. So will the poll be created now or later on?
It's done. You can click on the link and submit your vote.
Okay, okay. So we can get started with the speech, or we should wait for the vote first?
Let's vote first.
Okay, we'll have 1 minute for the voting.
Sure.
Okay, so it's time to get back to our table prepared speeches. So our first speaker is Toastmaster Anas, who will be presenting his icebreaker from Dynamic Leadership, and he's currently serving as Area Director A9. And let's find out more about him, and his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Rabia. Over to you, Toastmaster Anas.
Thank you so much, Ms. Toastmaster of the evening. Distinguished guests and fellow Toastmasters, Assalamu alaikum. Today, I'm supposed to break my ice. So, my name is Anas Mansoor, and I have two brothers. My elder brother runs his own business, and my younger brother lives in Canada. My father works in a multinational company, and he has been working there for more than last 2 decades. And my mother is a housewife. I was born here in Islamabad, and all my education ever since has been in this very city. After completing my intermediate with pre-engineering, I realized that engineering is not my cup of tea. So I switched to commerce. And after my bachelor's in commerce, I completed my ACCA. During all these years, I have been working and assisting in my family business, but I have also been working in various organizations like Mobilink, Akhan Foundation, Micro Agility. But the toughest decision that I ever took was 1.5 years ago. when I applied in EY and KPMG. And I was selected by both of them. But I was reluctant. I was not sure what to join because on one hand, it was audit in KPMG and advisory in EY. I consulted people and ultimately I choose audit and KPMG. And by the way, I'm totally satisfied with my choice. Moving ahead, I was always an introvert. I'm very jolly person, but with people that I know. Otherwise, I'm usually very professional and I don't talk much with people. This really helped me in some ways. In free time, I love to acquire new knowledge that whatever is happening in the field of IT, in the field of business, but in sports, I like playing cricket and I like playing football. As I told earlier that I was an introvert, so throughout my life, I used to feel that I do not have the courage to stand up and stand in front of people and talk. But this realization was made more serious when I used to see my cousins and they were all very confident. 4 years back, one friend of mine, Osama Nadeem, said me about Toastmaster and he's told me all the good things about Toastmaster. So I said, okay, well, let's give it a try. I went there. Guess what? There were more than 60 people, those members, and there were almost 100 people sitting there. There was a seat on the back. I sat there. The meeting went well because I was not invited. There were so many people, and whenever there was table topic, I used to sneak behind people so that they won't see me. But after that meeting, I've got so much fearful that they might call me next time. So for the next 6 months, I was gone. I never came back to Islamabad Toastmasters Club. But my friend Sama Nadeem was very insistent. And my family really pushed me that you should go. I've said, okay, I have to swallow this bitter pillow. I went there again. I participated in table topics, but this time I felt very good because my performance was not good, but the audience, they clapped for me. And I thought, okay, I might not be that bad. And that day, I realized that this is the place that will help me grow. Over the past years, I have served in various positions in executive committee. Last year, I was working as assistant area director, and today, with the help of everyone and all the clubs, I am elected as the area director. Now my passion for public speaking has grown to such an height that I'm also a member of Islamabad Toastmasters Club. I recently joined Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club, as you might know. But I'm also looking for the membership of another Toastmasters Club because I believe that I'm just a starter and I want to conquer this field of public speaking. But at the same time, I know that the field, the road to perfection is always under construction. So I have so many things to learn. In every meeting, I learn something new. So this is my passion for newborn passion for public speaking. In the end, I would like to thank each one of you, for giving me the most precious gift in the entire world. And that is none other than your precious time. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anis, for practically breaking the ice. What an amazing speech indeed. Now, moving on to our next prepared speaker, we have Toastmaster Usman Ahmed with us, who is a new and an immaculate member. He will also be presenting his icebreaker from presentation and mastery. The purpose of the speech is to introduce himself to the members of the clubs and to talk about his interests and hobbies. His speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Danial. Over to you, Toastmaster Hamza. Toastmaster Osman, sorry.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Cyril. I hope I'm audible and visible to everyone clearly.
Yes, you are.
Thank you very much, respected presiding officer and my dear Toastmaster fellow colleagues. Good evening. My name is Usman Ahmed and I was born in October 1987 in the beautiful city of Rawalpindi, Islamabad. And since my childhood, I've always asked this question to myself that what is the most interesting thing that is about being born in Pakistan or in your country? And I'm going to share one of these things with you today. So the thing which I find most interesting about being in Pakistan is being surrounded by friends and family who actually make you do things against your will. That is right, against your will. And I may sound strange, but I have found it interesting because it has actually enabled me to try different new things, just like joining the Toastmasters Club. So it's a similar situation happened to me 2 months ago when a dear friend of mine insisted me on joining this club, and I half-heartedly joined it somehow. But as I attended these sessions, I found it so interesting and an amazing platform for exploring my weaknesses in public speaking. And I take this opportunity to thank all of you, my dear Toastmaster fellow colleagues, for making this easy for me and creating such a supportive environment for everyone that enables us to indulge into this learning activity. I'm really grateful to you all. So now back to my introduction, which is the boring part. I'm not an extrovert person, so I find it quite difficult to present myself in front of you. I was born in a small family, which includes my parents, a grandmother, and an elder sister. And since childhood, I always had this dream of becoming a commercial pilot. But as I said, that being in Pakistan, sometimes you have to do things against your will. And so did I. I ended up in taking dentistry. And now I am, actually what happened is that I scored good marks in biology in my high school, so I had to take pre-medical subjects. So now I am a professional dentist who teaches in a dental school. And the good thing about teaching is that you are always surrounded by young people who have fresh minds, who are a lot sharp than yours, and they make you feel that you are never going to turn older. So coming to the other activities that I do like outdoor activities. I love walking, and every day I do manage to find some time for myself to go out for a walk. On weekends, I also go for hiking and cycling with my friends. I love to swimming. I love to go swimming, but unfortunately this season I couldn't do so because of the pandemic outbreak. I also like water sports, and I'm learning kayaking, and I hope that someday I may be able to take part in competition. I do have a passion for traveling, and every year, when I manage to save some money for myself, I do plan to visit a place abroad with my friends. I haven't been to many places yet, but still my favorite place is Vietnam, which is a beautiful country located in the Southeast Asia. I also like to explore new places in Pakistan and have been to many places like Swat, Hunza, Gilgit, and Kashmir. And the next destinations on the list are Chitral, the Ansu Lake, and the K2 base camp. Occasionally when I get time and when I cannot do sports, I do like to watch seasons. And when I have plenty of time, I do like to do oil painting. Although I'm not very good at it, but I think that it is something that you can take your stress out. So it is a very good way to relieve the stress. And I have made a few paintings in this way. As far as the food is concerned, I'm not a foodie, but I do like to try new dishes, especially if there is meat in them. And that is also related to today's topic. And the fact that Eid al-Azha is coming, it makes me really excited that it may provide me an opportunity to try many new meaty dishes. So that was all about myself. I would like to conclude this speech by asking you the same question, that what is the most interesting thing that you feel is there about being born in your country? Do ask this question to yourself, and I'm sure that you are going to come up with very interesting answers. So that's all for today. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Cyril. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hassan, for such an amazing icebreaker and letting us know all about you. Now, our next speaker is a guest from from Islamabad Toastmasters Club. She is a very enthusiastic and fun-loving Toastmaster and is currently serving as Assistant Area Director A9 and will be presenting her Project 1 from Level 3 of Persuasive Influence. The purpose of her speech is to inspire her audience, and her speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Rehana. Over to you, Toastmaster Abia.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that your entire life can change in 1 second? Would you believe me?
Yes, indeed.
Now, I agree with you. But the response I got yesterday when I was talking to a few of my friends was very different. And among those friends was my mentor, who has struggled 7 years in the same field as me. And I've been here for just 1 year. Now, why do I talk about this? About 7 to 8 years ago, I was at a position in my life where I was struggling really hard. I was depressed. I used to have panic attacks. I was a sleepwalker, and above all, I was an introvert. I had social anxiety. I was a walking disorder. If you come up to me at that time and ask me what my name was, I'm pretty sure you would not have gotten an answer at all. But when now you look at me, I'm pretty different. And it's pretty hard to believe that this person would have been that person in life. I was that kind of a person who had trouble introducing herself, who had trouble talking to people when she was sitting just one person. Imagine that kind of a person changes her life from there to here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it was not just 1 second that changed my life. It was a struggle of more than those 7 years. It was a struggle back when I was born. When a child is born, he struggles each and every single day to overcome new challenges. When a child opens his eyes for the first time, he is in this weird world that has no longer the security of his mother. He's taken into arms by unknown strangers. He's pinched, he's kissed all over. And he tries to make sense of this world, not by shutting himself down, but by making noise, by taking action, by moving his hands. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was in 5th grade, my grandmother had died, so I had to skip my exams. It was a really big deal for me. The same year, I lost my grandfather as well. And there started an entire fleet of people who I felt were bullying me for the next 5 years. The next entire 5 years was something of a battle for me. Each day I had to struggle to get up, to go to school, to talk to people, and to learn and to read, which I loved the most. It was a struggle for me because I heard rumors about me. And they are so absurd that if you think about them right now, I could not believe that a student in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade could have thought of those. According to my fellow students, I was a failure. I accepted that. I was a loser. I accepted that. And then when they could not find anything to point out, they started pointing out my biology. Ladies and gentlemen, in their opinion, I had cancer. And by talking to me, by touching me, by shaking hands with me, it would spread onto them. I started hearing about diseases that I did not find anywhere. And this all took a toll on me, which resulted in depression. And at that time, my family did not realize what depression is or any of the other psychological disorders. When I used to get panic attacks, all I thought was, it's me and I do not want to live. There were times when I had given up the will to live. My mind was silent. I could not find the courage to live. Slowly and steadily, I started reading more because that was my safe zone. And I started reading about all these heroes who changed their lives. And I'm not talking about the Hollywood heroes. I'm talking about the real life heroes. I read a book, Dastan Imam Faroshoki, and that was a book based on the Islamic heroes of South Asia, of Middle East. And I realized if God had made all of these people who are mentioned and sometimes not mentioned in our lives, they must have a purpose. They must have a reason of being. I took one small second, one split second of a decision I made to listen to my teacher giving a lecture to another student, which was about a workshop, which I was not invited to because I was not studying Urdu literature. I stood there, I stood my ground, and I told my teacher on her face that I will not listen to you and I will listen to what I want. Ladies and gentlemen, I had boarded the train of success, the train of change, the train of taking control of my own life. From there, from that 1 second, that one decision, I changed my entire life. I went on to represent my school in Japanese embassy as a poetess. I started going to seminars, and the struggle wasn't easy there. I was faced with men of 60s, 50s, 40s looking at me with their harassing eyes and telling me I have no place in that room full of intelligent minds. Why? Because I was a girl, I was young, and according to them, I was uneducated. I faced all of that without a sound, and today I stand in front of you. I'm a corporate trainer. I've just been named marketing director at my startup, and I'm an amazing public speaker, and I love myself. Never give up on yourself. Please, that is my request to you all. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rabia, for sharing your life journey and moving us all. Now, I would like to have our timers report. Did all the speakers qualify?
Yes, all speakers are qualified.
Thank you. Can we have the voting link, please?
Sure, give me 1 second.
Sure. Now,
Here you
while
go.
okay, so there. So let's wait for a minute and vote, and let's continue later. Okay, so now towards the end of our themes, I would like to talk about a few must-have dishes that we all have on Eid al-Adha. First of all, we know it all and we have it all, barbecue. It has to be there and it is there by all of us. Then we obviously have pulao, biryani and all sorts of dishes related to rice. And then pie is also a must-have. So with this now, I would like to wrap up our theme here, and I would like to wrap up our meeting here and hand over our meeting to our amazing member who has been like a family to Toastmaster and is always there to help us all. To our amazing general evaluator, Toastmaster Salman Hussain. Over to you, Toastmaster Salman.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sarah Gilani. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as general evaluator, I will be evaluating the whole meeting. As you all know that this is one of the important sessions where we get an opportunity to grab something good out of this session. A package full of learnings, feedbacks, inspirations, and motivation for our future improvements. This is how we learn together, and this is how we grow together. Before moving on, it's time for us to listen to our amazing evaluators who will be evaluating various segments of the meeting. We had an amazing table topic session today. Sorry. Let's begin with the evaluation of the table topic session. And to evaluate the table topic session, I would like to invite one of our new Toastmasters, energetic and an amazing Toastmaster, Toastmaster Mahima Jaggi. Over to you, Mahima Jaggi.
Hello, everyone. I'm audible. It is, I think it's so difficult what to say and what not to say, but I can say everyone had a wonderful start. And Toastmaster Hamza, you gave such wonderful topics to everyone. They were so interesting to hear. So first of all, our three guests, Zishan Tahir, and I think I did not wrote the name, but they were so good. I can say you should join Toastmaster, and you three have great start. You are very so confident, and our guest Habib, you were so fluent. And next, our Toastmaster Jia. Her topic was what gets her excited about life. TM Jia, it was a wonderful start, and we can always get inspiration from you. And because you all are senior to me, so it is difficult to give advice. So I apologize. So next is TM Atif. And TM Atif, I really love your vocabulary. You always use try to use new words. But next time, whenever you speak, it's not advice, it's a request. Whenever you speak, please try to speak slowly, because when I'm the evaluator, it's hard to listen. So, and next, our team was TM Rehana. And I have a little advice. You are going to speak something, but when you saw a green card, you stopped. So next time, whenever you are going to have to say something, don't stop. And our next Toastmaster, TM Hassan. TM Hassan, I would love if you repeat your topic, because I was unable to hear that time. I tried, but And but yes, I just listened your first sentence that it was a difficult topic. But that next CM is Shahazor. Uh, Shahazor, I am happy to hear that you can run and can run now. That's all. Our next TM was Sir Ahmed, and Sir, you had a great start. And first, I thought your topic was trying is a sign of weakness, and you said yes, trying is a sign of weakness. So there was a confusion. So our next guest, our TM, our guest was Rabia Khan. What would I do differently if I knew nobody judged me? You was very great, or the time is so ending, so I am going to finish my, but next, or Daniel, because you're due to distortion and due to your pizza, we cannot hear you, but I was excited to hear from you. And TM Rabia and TM Akash, you did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mahima Jagdeep. I think it was your first ever evaluation, so it was
Yes,
wonderful. You have done a very good job. You almost covered every speaker in detail. Thank you very much. Now, moving on to the evaluation of prepared speakers, prepared speeches. For this, let's start with the first evaluation. The first speaker was Toastmaster Anas Mansoor. And to evaluate his speech, I would like to invite one of our amazing and hardworking Toastmasters, Toastmaster Rabia Tariq.
Thank you, Toastmaster Salman, for such an exciting introduction. I'm here to evaluate Toastmaster Anas. Since this was his icebreaker and he's so senior to me, I was really confused to evaluate him. But while starting, wow, what a wonderful icebreaker it was. You told us about yourself and made us feel warm and welcome in your life. I must say that your speech was totally captivative, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you must have enjoyed his icebreaker as I enjoyed it. His actions, as he started his speech with breaking of an ice as a symbol of icebreaker, it was very amazing. His clarity, his eye contact, his comfort level was amazing. How he was, how he approached his speech and structure his speech was brilliant. As he said during his speech that road to perfection is always under construction. So in my humble opinion, you can work on your vocal variety. Like when you were saying, I was gone, when you were gone to Islamabad Toastmaster Club and how you felt nervous, you can pitch down a little bit. And so also if you can stand bit far from your camera so that we can see your torso, because your hand gestures and your body language was amazing, but we can hardly see that. So during the meeting before, there was another Toastmaster who said that there's like Kathak. When you're performing something, you perform on your upper torso. So you can put your camera a little behind. Overall, it was I feel so happy to know about you. I really appreciate your speech and looking forward for your next one. Overall, it was an amazing speech. I enjoyed it. It was well structured, well balanced, and I could hardly find any flaw in it. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Salman.
Toastmaster Salman, we can't hear you.
I think we should proceed with the next evaluation.
Yes, sir. Toastmaster Daniel is supposed to evaluate the next speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Daniel. Yes, sir.
We do something here for icebreakers that we give a standing ovation, but due to the online classes, we were not able to. But I would like to do a standing ovation for Toastmaster Osman because I loved his speech. That's a stand. So, so I don't know what, but there is something about icebreakers that I love. It's like some confidence. They're like in their eyes and in their mind, there's something going on, and I could see that in you today, Toastmaster Osman. You started off your speech with a big smile on your face, and that smile remained constant throughout the speech. It was amazing. Second thing that I noticed is that you were confident throughout the speech. Public speaking needs confidence, and you have it, already have it. Third thing is that you built your speech step by step. You started with an introduction, then you went how you came to Toastmaster, then you went again how you are planning to go forward and what will you do with your life. Last amazing thing that I saw, I don't know if I heard it correctly, but I think you mentioned water sports. And if you ever wanna play with me with some water sports, I'm always available. In here, Toastmasters, there's always room for improvement. I would like to recommend some things. Number one, you should use hand gestures and face expressions a little bit more because I just saw this one hand was moving and it was also not like above and like, it was just like over here. You should use your hands a little bit more. Second thing was the vocal variety, the ups and downs in the speech. Like if you are, you should like, if there is something you're pushing a pressure on, you're stressed on, like, I hope you understand. Overall, the speech was really great. I really loved it. And I hope you keep giving great speeches here at Toastmasters. Best of luck for the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Toastmaster Salman, are you there? Sir, should we continue to our third evaluator?
Yes, we can continue to our third evaluation.
So our third evaluator was Toastmaster Rehana, who is going to evaluate Toastmaster Rabia's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Rehana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Cyril. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, Toastmaster Rabia has just shared with us how she took toll of her life, how she uplifted herself, defeated the black dog depression, panic, and bullying. Toastmaster Rabia kept us engaged from the beginning till the end by sharing personal stories and experiences from her school life and family life. She shared that she was depressed and found it very hard to get up and move around. In my humble opinion, Toastmaster Rabia, when you were expressing these feelings, you could have lowered your tone. I was depressed. I found it very hard to get up and move around. And you could have expressed the agony through your facial expressions that would have added more life to these moments. You said, I was a loser, I was a failure. In my humble opinion, you could have taken a pause when you said, I was a loser, I was a failure. That would have added more impact to these feelings. One more thing that I think you could have done better, you could have moved around this space while you were telling your story, especially when you were telling about conversation with your teacher. You could have turned to one side and taken the role of teacher, then you could have turned to other side and taken the role of student. In short, your key message, never give up, was very powerful, and your whole speech was in line with your key message. It supported your key message. Toastmaster Rabia, your speech was brilliant. You could have made it even better by adding some visual aids, like when you were saying I was a loser, you could have written it on a paper and shown it to us. You could have concluded your speech by asking the audience a question. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Am I audible now?
You, Toastmaster Cyril, over to you.
Yes, Toastmaster Salman, you're audible now.
I'm really sorry for this connection because of the bad signal here. I'm really sorry. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rehana, for such a wonderful and amazing evaluation. Thank you all, the great evaluators, for your and splendid. Thank you very much. Timer, can you please report? Have all the evaluators qualified?
Yes, all the evaluators are qualified.
Okay, thank you very much. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please vote for the best evaluator. And the evaluators were Toastmaster Mahima Jakti for table topic session, Toastmaster Rabia Tariq for the evaluation of Toastmaster Anas Mansoor's speech, Toastmaster Daniel Ahmed for the evaluation of Toastmaster Usman Ahmed's speech, and Toastmaster Rehana for the evaluation of Toastmaster Rabia's speech.
Toastmaster Hassan, I think there's a mistake. Toastmaster Mahima is not in the vote list.
While we are voting,
let me create a new one. You can ignore this.
Okay, thank you so much.
okay. Are we done with the voting, or can we vote?
Toastmasters.
You guys can continue. Meanwhile, I'm creating a new link.
Okay. While we are voting, I would like to take reports from our role players. Let's start with our counter. Toastmaster Shezo Bhatti, are you ready to share with us the report?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, please.
I have listed down collectively for and words used in the table topic speeches. So I'm starting with guest speakers. Safdar 20, Zishan 16, Habib 10. And now for Toastmasters. Toastmaster Jaya 0. Toastmasters Atif 8. Toastmaster Rehana 0. Toastmaster Hassan 6. Toastmaster Ahmed 1. Toastmaster Rabia 3. Toastmaster Rabia 7. And Toastmaster Akash 0. So these are the counter for table topic speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shezo. Now, moving on to the grammarian. Toastmaster Atif Naeem, can you please present your report?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Salman. Overall, there weren't any major grammatical mistakes. On the use of words, I would like to say something. We use amazing a lot, and I think it can be substituted with other words as well, like incredible or fascinating. Also, in my opinion, I think we should avoid using the word stupid. Instead, we can use frivolous or insignificant. And I had some audio issues, but I believe no one used the word of the day, which was relinquish. If anyone used it, I apologize, but I didn't hear anyone use the word of the day today. So yeah, that's it for the grammarian report. Back to you, Toastmaster Salman. Toastmaster Salman, you there?
I think he has some connectivity issue.
Toastmaster Ahmed, can you please take over?
Sure. So one last time, Toastmaster Salman, are you there? Okay. So I don't think there are any more roles left. So what I'll do is I'll evaluate the meeting as a whole. So we started right on time. I was a minute late and the meeting had already started at that point. So well done for that. We started at 6:30 sharp. And I think the timing was followed throughout the meeting. That was very well done. One thing that I'd like to mention is that since we're meeting online, it's we tend to lose focus when we're listening to someone which is just a blank screen. So I would request everyone to try to turn on their cameras. You can set the resolution or the quality to the lowest if you like, if you have connectivity issues. And if you are unable to do that for whatever reason, then at least put up a display pic so we can at least see who is speaking, or at least we can see an outline of someone. So I think that is it. That will help us to improve the quality of the meetings. And I think we are attending so many online meetings and it's getting very monotonous and there's very less energy. So we should do whatever it takes to bring more energy into the meetings. And I think that's my general evaluation. With that, I'd like to relinquish control to the presiding officer. So please help me welcome the president of RTC, Toastmaster Akash Kumar. Over to you, Toastmaster Akash.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator Toastmaster MS Sajad Zedi. I was talking about the servant leadership. And in Toastmasters, we follow servant leadership. In the whole world, the hierarchy is in the pyramid. At the top, there is a CEO, and there are managers, and then there are employees. But as I said, we follow servant leadership. The hierarchy, the pyramid in Toastmasters, the shape of pyramid is like this. At the top, we have members. Then we have the club. Then we have the areas. Then we have the divisions. Then we have the districts. Then we have the regions. Then we have the Toastmaster International. And I say to you that we should all follow the servant leadership pattern. Because the servant leadership pattern follows, we focus on serving others. So with this, we have a guest, Mr. Habib. Sir, can we know your thoughts? What's your point of view on the meeting? Can you share your thoughts with us?
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I just thought that you will unmute me. So I unmuted myself. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to speak. It has been the second time that I took part in your Toastmasters Club. I really felt wonderful and amazing. And, the things that you are doing are a little new for me. I'm not very much good at them, but I think if I keep taking part, I will, have command over each and everything. While voting, I just feel, I don't feel very much confident while voting because I don't know who did better and who did actually, who had, lots of deficiencies. So it was really awesome having actually listened to lots of evaluators, lots of presenters, and there was the first activity which was actually given to a few people without preparation. That was wonderful too. So I really felt amazing, and I would like to be the part of this Toastmaster Club too, so that actually we actually keep developing each of us together in a wonderful team like this. So I'm really satisfied, and I feel wonderful, and I greatly appreciate what you all people are doing here. So
So,
if there is a question, I can actually.
so it's been our honor to have you with us. So looking forward to see you again, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so with this we have a role of question master as well. So Toastmaster Ahmed Sajjad Seddi, mic is yours, sir.
Thank you. So let's start with whose favorite place is Vietnam?
My favorite place is Vietnam too.
Okay. But who mentioned it in the meeting?
It was Osman or
Usman.
I just forgot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him to take me too.
Thank you. Now, next question is, and this will make a lot of people very angry, but who ate the pizza while we were having the meeting? Who is eating pizza?
Daniel.
Yes, Toastmaster Daniel.
No.
What was Toastmaster Anas's most difficult decision?
Sorry, wait. What was his most?
Toastmaster Anas, what was the most difficult decision he had to make?
Not to pursue engineering.
Join a company.
Anybody else?
Join
Anybody
EY
else?
company.
Yes, so EY versus KPMG. He had to make that choice. Okay, next question. Who once fought a tiger and lived to tell the tale? Okay, that was a trick question. No one did.
Very tricky question.
Okay, so next is who gets distracted by emails?
Toastmaster Akash.
Toastmaster Akash.
Yes. What natural phenomena was taking place behind Toastmaster Rabia? What is the name of that phenomena? Anybody?
Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis. Could be Aurora Australis, but most likely it's Borealis. Next, who is a big fan of Shahid Afridi?
Toastmaster
Shantair.
Guess Zishan.
Zishan, yes.
And lastly, well, two more questions. What was Toastmaster Usman's childhood dream?
Become a pilot.
Become a pilot, yes. And finally, who had a smiley face with heart eyes in their background?
Toastmaster Saral, I guess.
Yes, Toastmaster Saral. So with that, I relinquish control again, and over to you, presiding officer. Toastmaster Akash, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Question Master Ahmed Sajjad Zaidi. Now it's the time for the results. You all must be waiting. We have the victory voting. You can all do the victory voting, and then we can announce the result. Toastmaster Hassan, please let us know when the results are ready.
Sure.
Not the table topic master by the Toastmaster Hamza. Anyone vote for me, please?
Done. Voting done, I guess.
Okay. So can you share the results with us?
I've shared with you, Akash.
You can announce it.
Okay. 1 second. All right. So for the best table topic speaker, the award goes to any guesses from the
Jaya.
audience?
Jaya.
Who? Jaya?
Yeah.
Any other guesses?
Ahmad, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Ahmed or Toastmaster Rihanna?
All right, so the best table topic speaker award goes to none other than Rabia Khan from Sabah Toastmasters Club.
Okay.
Also Toastmaster Rabia.
Congratulations.
And for a next prepared speaker, any guesses? Any wild guesses?
Toastmaster Rabia Khan again.
Any other guesses?
Toastmaster Rabia. Toastmaster
Yes.
Usman.
Again, it's Toastmaster Rabia Khan from the Islamabad Toastmaster Club. So she
Wow.
got 2.
Round of applause to Toastmaster Rabia.
And I'm sure everyone knows about the pizza rule.
That's no rule on the online meeting.
It is in RTC.
And
You always pizza.
okay, so the best evaluator of the evening, any guesses? Best evaluator, any guesses? Any wild guesses?
Daniel.
Yes, Toastmaster Daniel, I think.
Any other guesses?
Rihanna, Toastmaster Rihanna.
It seems like today is a Rabia Day, so Toastmaster Rabia Tarek from our own club. So today is days dedicated for Rabias. Now, the last and the most awaited award for Big Three. Any wild guesses?
Saral.
Saral.
Yes, you guys are right. You guys are right. You got it. So yes, it's Saral Gilani.
A round of applause. to Toastmaster Rabia.
Wow.
Hey, everybody, thank you.
So with this,
Over to you.
okay. Congratulations to all the winners, and I guess now it's the time for the picture. I request you all, as Toastmaster Ahmed Sajjad was suggesting that there should be a display picture or camera should be on. So now it's the time to turn on your camera and it's the time to have a smiley picture. Okay, it's done. It's done. So we have Toastmaster Zaid Kalia with us. Toastmaster Zaid.
DTM.
Yes, DTM Zaid Kalia with us. Sir, can you share your thoughts with us? The meeting you attended.
Yes, I can share my thoughts. I have just joined the meeting, and I'm amazed that you guys have spoken well. Evaluators have done wonderful job, although I haven't listened to anyone.
Okay. Sir, looking forward to have you again in our meeting, sir. Because
Inshallah. So where are the goats? Where are the cows? I thought there is some Eid ul Adha was the theme, so I thought I pick up some meat from this club.
So you can have this. You can have it. You can have it.
Okay.
So the picture is done. So looking forward to see you again on the next Saturday from 6:30 to 8:15 p.m. With this, I adjourn this meeting. Take care. Bye-bye.